Hey everyone, it's Maria here. Welcome back to another Tuesday video. So today we're going to be doing over Sybilla, and Sybilla is my mother-in-law. She's 77 years old, looks fantastic for her age, but sometimes, we tend to kind of get stuck in a rut and we keep using makeup that perhaps worked for us in the past, but with times changing and our age changing, sometimes it's really great to have a little update. So we're going to do a full makeover or change on Sybilla, and I'm gonna use completely different shades from what she's used to using. So I know she loves a lot of the lilacs and the pastels and those kind of like softer colors, and I'm not gonna use any of those today because you know what, she can do that on a regular basis. And sometimes gravity takes over our face, and Sybilla has more hooded eyelids, but also I feel that age has definitely played a factor. So what we're gonna do today is try to push her eyelid back, make it look more open, just kind of like freshen up the skin, make her look, amazing. She already does, but removing some of the years of her face. So if you're interested in seeing how to do a mature skin makeup to even out the skin tone and also, push up the eyes, have everything lifted, then keep watching. Okay, so we're starting here with really a lot of hydration. This is Graydon's face food. It's a mineral mist, so I'm spraying Sybilla's face and then applying a serum. I'm applying Full Moon Serum by Graydon, which gives a lot of hydration. I'm doing that with a little slightly damp sponge with the mist. So this is Full Moon here, and her skin drank this one right up. So for mature skin, definitely there can be a lack of hydration on the skin for a few different factors, and I did a lot of serum here and her skin accepted it nicely. After that, I'm going in with some sun protection. This is the LASPA Tinted Foundation with SPF 20. On Sybilla, I'm using the shade Bronze, and I'm applying that again with the same sponge all over her face, including her eyes. Because I'm using this moisturizing foundation sunscreen, I am not using a regular face cream. And you want to apply that everywhere and apply enough of it, I guess, because for the sun out there, it's hot right now and you need to make sure that you're fully covered and protected everywhere. I'm getting Sybilla to feel her skin, to feel how dewy and hydrated it feels, and she's very happy with that. I'm going in with more misting, more hydration before I start adding on her actual makeup base. For her base, I'm using the Tinted Moisturizer by Pure Anada in the shade Medium. I'm going to show you the bottle in a minute. I just kind of seem to have done everything backwards for this one. Now, I want a nice application, so I'm using the same sponge and I'm kind of just, applying it lightly, but also pushing it into her skin to make sure that it absorbs and it kind of just looks flawless. I'm taking this product obviously onto her neck as well, and you can see that I applied it everywhere. And then now with the brush, I'm just gonna go in and apply it into the corners of the nose and some of the other harder to reach areas under the eyes. So I want the discoloration on her face to kind of be minimized with this first layer of product. We will continue on to concealer, but I just want to make sure that this is smooth and there's an even layer on her skin. Her skin tends to have a lot of little folds. So here it is. Here's the medium tinted moisturizer. It was perfect for her. And then we're going to go in now with one shade lighter for the concealer. So the concealer is Pure Anada's liquid concealer. I'm using the shade Light. And I like to do this even on myself. I always go a shade lighter just to brighten up the under eye area. I'm also bringing the product on top of her lids to minimize any discoloration on the eyelid. You can see right now I'm doing her left side, and look what difference it makes to the right. And I'm smoothing everything in with the foundation brush and a smaller brush as well, just to kind of get into the little corners of the eyes and other hard to reach areas where our finger doesn't really fit. Now make sure that you bring the concealer up to the lash line because you can have a lot of discoloration there, redness or purple undertones. So this is what I'm doing here on Sybilla, and then just kind of like smoothing everything in. After that, we're going to go in and conceal some of the sunspots. Sybilla was a little bit concerned about that. She does love spending time in the sun. And sometimes with age, the sunspots and the discoloration just accumulates. So I'm using the same concealer that I used on her face, and I'm just tapping them in lightly just to create an even base, an even layer on her skin and make her look flawless. And then just you apply it with a brush, but then stipple it in with your finger. Make sure that you're not dragging. You can see I'm pushing the product into the skin until it disappears. Touching up any discoloration around the lip line and around the nose area. We tend to have a lot of redness in the corners of the nose, on the chin as well, and then any other little sunspots and discoloration that she had. Now I'm going in with Very Fair. For Very Fair, this is part of my concealer trick, and any more deep lines that she has, her 11 lines around the mouth, the nasolabial folds, I put the concealer there to make them come forward. And I'm going to set everything in place with Pure Anada's pressed foundation. Touching up the other side now, you can see I'm putting the lighter concealer into the depths, the deepest parts of her eyes. And for this, I went 2 shades up from her foundation. Okay, so we want to make the depth not look so severe. All right, so apply it with the brush just so you can get into that deep line, and then kind of just press it in place with your sponge and then just powder it. So I'm just doing a light dusting of this pressed powder foundation all over her skin. I'm staying very light with this, and I'm probably going to mist her again later. There's a kitty looking at us from the window. And so moving on with the eyebrows. For the eyebrows, we're going to use Ashy Daybreak, and this is the new product. This is the brow gel by Plume Science, which is a beautiful brand I love from Alberta. And we're just using the taupe shade here. I love this shade, and it's also the shade I use in my pomade. And then just brushing her brows into place. She's complaining about, noticeable difference in growth, and this brow gel will definitely help nourish the eyebrow hairs and help them, get stronger over time. Just comb everything in place. And you just want to make sure that the color is distributed into the eyebrow hairs, okay? Especially if you're using a spoolie. So now here comes the fun part. We're starting to do her eyes. Now, Sybilla has a more hooded eyelid, and because, of her age, of course, gravity is not kind. So I'm going to show her how to do her eyes. And, women tend to place their eyeshadow in a completely different spot than they should when they have hooded eyes. So you see how high up I've placed it. So I'm just explaining to her that in order to see it with a hooded eye, it needs to go above where you would usually place it. And you need to have your eyes open so you can actually see the eyeshadow, right? You need to be able to see the eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is not something that is seen when you have your eyes closed. You should see your eyeshadow with your eyes open. And then just a lot of blending. So I'm using, a rounded eyeshadow brush to push and lift the hood back. I'm creating a V on the outer corner and just slightly blending it into her lash line. But the trick here is to kind of lift your face a little bit with this eyeshadow. I'm going to show you what I used in a minute, but these are all Pure Anada eyeshadows. I used Clouded for the eye crease, and then I'm using Ivory Tower. Now, both of these are matte. You want to stick to matte eyeshadows when you have a hooded eyelid. But I want to brighten a little bit her actual mobile lid. And then, just make sure that everything is blended and soft. but no lilacs. We're using the taupe. This is clouded. It's a beautiful color, and ivory tower. And then we're going to use Pure Anada's pencil, eyeliner pencil. And we're staying soft here. We're using brown. So many women tend to use black, and nothing will age you faster than a harsh black eyeliner. It closes up the eye. It can make you look more tired, and it can make you look older. So we're applying a thin line on Sybilla's lash line here. This is, again, brown, okay, not black. And, just kind of do it in sections as you feel comfortable. I'm going to smooth the line out with a thin angle brush in a minute. All right, so here we go. If the line is not perfect, it doesn't matter because you can always smooth it out with an angle brush. I'm sorry that my head is in the way here, but you can see what difference it makes to have one eye done and the other not. And I think so far she is very happy with the result. And we're going to go in, of course, with mascara. For this one, I am going to use black. Again, excuse my hand. Completely different angle shooting at her place this time. But the mascara is going to look more, lifted for the whole eye. We're going to go in with Whisper on the brow bone over here, just to give her a little bit more of a definition, kind of clean up the skin there. And here she is. The other side is now done, and we're going to add a little bit of color. I know she really likes color, and I stayed neutral with the eyelids, so I need to give her a little bit of color here. We're using the pressed mineral blush by Pure Anada in the shade Tender Twig. And again, following the eye, the eye shape here, we're going to go lifted. Like I wanted to stay lifted for the eyes. We're staying lifted for the blush as well, and placing it from her cheekbone up. Now, if the blush goes on a little bit too strong for you, just make sure that you go in and push it with your wet foundation sponge just to soften it up. We're choosing a lipstick shade for her. I gave her a couple of options, and she has opted for Petunia. I'm applying a little bit of lip balm on her lips here just to soften everything. And then we're going to go in with lip liner, which will help the lipstick stay in place. I used Berry for this one, Pure Anada's Berry. I like it because it has a little bit more of a mineral shimmery finish. And Sybilla has nicely shaped lips, so I'm just following her natural lip line. And I also feel that the base that we did around the mouth using the concealer and the powder will help everything stay in place. So concealer is fantastic around the lip line if your lipstick tends to bleed, or if you want to change the lip shape slightly, it's fantastic to do that. Just blur in your natural lip line with concealer and then apply your liner. And here she is coming together, and we've done the liner, and now we're filling it in with the Petal Perfect lipstick Petunia. It's a beautiful rose shade, and I know she likes these shades here, but really follow one that complements your skin tone, and also it complements the color, the natural color of your lips. Because we stayed neutral on the eyes, I wanted to give her something a little bit more shimmery. It has dimension. And here it is, and she's very pleased. She really likes the shade of the lipstick. And she's gonna fluff up her hair for us here. What do you think, everyone? I think she looks fabulous. It's very different to have someone else do your makeup. I know we're used to doing our own makeup the same way, but it's so important sometimes to have a refresher. I went in and misted her with a setting mist, make sure everything stays, and just kind of pushing it into the skin to make sure that her makeup lasts. She's going to pop on her earrings for us. Okay, and there she is. What do you think? I think she looks lovely. So this is the finished look on Sybilla. Okay, everyone, so that was the look. I hope you liked what you saw. I know she definitely, was pleasantly surprised and liked her makeup. We went for lunch after that, and she was very happy with how everything turned out. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the little notification bell so you'd be alerted next time I post a video. Thank you so much. Catch you next time.